What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Just wanted to kind of go over a few winter driving tips. I'm not going to go over all of them in this one video, but before I get to that, some of you guys are looking at this sweatshirt being like, I thought Lyle said he was in the Marines. Why is he rocking that Army Airborne sweatshirt? Well, a while back, some of you guys in your 20s might have been in grade school. One of my subscribers from my other YouTube channel, No Hippie Barbecue and Cooking, sent me this sweatshirt, so I rock it when I'm at home. You won't see me out and about wearing this shirt just because, you know, I don't want to have to explain the whole deal when people see me in it. So that's kind of what's going on with that. But, you know, trying to get prepared to get out here on this next run, and it may not affect me too much because the weather doesn't necessarily get bad within these next 45 days, but I do try to have my truck stocked and ready around this time of the year. So a few things that I'm going to keep on hand. Well, first of all, let me just say this winter, I'm not playing around with this winter. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully the driver of my other truck does the same thing. If the weather's bad, I'm just going to be kind of shutting it down. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying if it's snowing or anything like that. I'm just saying if it's obviously bad, I'm just going to be shutting it down. I'm not trying to play around with this winter or anything like that. But let's talk about what I'm going to keep on the truck that everybody may not keep on. I mean, there's the obvious stuff. I'm going to try to talk about some of the non-obvious stuff. You know, to have a thermal hat and, you know, boots and shit like that, or waterproof shoes. But let's talk about some of the less obvious stuff. One thing that I'm going to carry on my truck is I'm going to carry a full-size shovel. You know what I'm saying? One of them flat front shovels that you might, you know, I don't know if you'd use it for gardening, but just a full-size shovel. I'm going to have that on my truck. Also going to carry some, you know, some people will use the sand and stuff like that. What I carry on my truck is some ice melt. Definitely got to carry some ice melt. Never know what kind of a situation you're going to be in. You may not be getting traction when you're sitting at a truck stop or receiver. Sometimes those receivers, you're backing down a slope. So I got that plus the shovel to help me get out of that. I'm going to carry some alcohol. I'm not talking about no Everclear, but Everclear would probably work. But I'm going to carry some alcohol. I'm going to go to the store and buy me a bottle of the highest concentrated alcohol that I could find. I'm going to use that oftentimes in my windshield washer fluid. Not that the fluid reservoir is going to freeze, but it's going to keep them lines from freezing up. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes will keep the blades from freezing up or ice from forming down there where your blades sit on the windshield. I actually get about 3 bottles of those before I come out. Another use for it, if you feel like your brakes might be sticking a little bit, I might take off that red line, shoot a little bit down in there, and break up some of that freezing. You can buy the antifreeze type stuff at the truck stop, but this is just, I can use alcohol for a number of different reasons. I'm gonna have, you know, I'm all about you rocking those John Deere gloves for just regular type stuff, but I'm also bringing a couple sets of those cotton type gloves that are kind of got that thermal insulation with the rubber grip on the front of them. Carry some of those as well. You know, obvious type stuff, food, stuff like that. No need to get into that. That's just common sense right there. But, you know, those are just kind of maybe the non-obvious things that I bring out here. I'm rocking the auto socks as opposed to the chains. Usually I will at least carry 1 bag of chains with me. I still might do that this time just in case. I don't even know why I need it, but I just generally will carry 1 set of chains just as kind of a backup. But like most people say, I'm not going into a situation trying to throw on some chains. The downside of some of the auto socks, you know, mainly you would see it in like a place where I wouldn't be going anyway in the winter, would be like I-70 through Vail in Colorado, where they have you chain up, and where the actual snow is can be about a good 2 miles. That's a long time to be riding on them auto socks, you know what I'm saying? So that's one of the downfalls of having auto socks. So that's another reason to prepare for any chain restrictions that may go up. Stop before you even get into that situation, you know what I'm saying? You know, those are just some of the little things. Oh, anti-gel. If I'm ever at the terminal, I'm gonna stock up on as much as they'll give me. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get out there on the road, there's a big difference between paying about $5 a bottle, and I don't even remember how much they were for a bottle out on the road, but that stuff is so cheap at the terminal. You could be out there trying to sell that stuff like crack if you wanted to. Not that I would be encouraging that. I'm just saying it's that cheap. You know what I'm saying? So definitely get up on some of that, plenty of that anti-gel. If you're new and happen to be watching this, definitely throw that anti-gel in a trailer, especially if you're going to be doing a drop-in hook and dropping a trailer in a cold place. You don't want to drop a trailer and then have that trailer freeze up and then get hit with that claim. You know what I'm saying? Some of the little things I'll do in a truck stop, or when I'm coming into a truck stop or a place to park, I'm going to be using my service brakes as much as possible to try to clear as much of that snow and slush off of my brakes as possible. When I get to, let's say, my parking space, if it's kind of been wet and kind of slushy out there, you know, I'll stop the truck, and then maybe about an hour later I may just roll back and forth a little bit just to break up anything that might be clinging on those brakes a little bit, and that seemed to work for me. A few years ago, well, maybe it was a couple years ago, I know there were a couple trucks that I'd heard of in Kentucky that were actually frozen onto the ground. The tires were in a puddle, and the puddle had frozen. So maybe something like that would keep that from happening. If I know that something like that is happening, maybe I'll set my alarm to wake up every couple hours and rock back and forth, just to keep that ice from forming under the tires. But just wanted to throw that out there right quick. Also, try to keep you a good bottle of lotion out there. You don't want to be like me with them ashy knuckles, especially if you're making YouTube videos and you got people cracking on your knuckles 24/7. So get some good lotion. And enough about that. Just wanted to pop that up right quick. I do have a video from a while back where I spoke about everything that I take on the truck, but that video pretty much spoke about, you know, some of the obvious stuff that you would take on the truck. So may not have been, you know, may have been kind of a little bit more elementary, even though this one may be considered elementary. But for new people, any advice you can get, use it. Anyway, that's about it. Gonna finish up buying a few more things before I head out of here. I'm getting my truck down into the shop at Peterbilt on tomorrow, which is Saturday. And once that truck comes out, we'll probably head back out on the road. Anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. As always, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.